There was a collective awe in the theater when we got Miss Angela Lansbury.
Oh, well, that we can talk about.
Okay, let's talk about this. So I believe this is her final project, if I'm not mistaken. I know how much she means to you. What was it like to work with her?
I mean, it was incredible. It was, so Angela Lansbury and also Stephen Sondheim both have a cameo in one scene of the movie. And for anyone who hasn't seen it, I don't want to blow it up too much. It's just one little fun moment that they have. But what it meant for me, besides just how special it is to have both of them in the movie, it meant that I got to just spend 10 minutes with each of them to film this little moment. And for me, just getting to meet them, getting to tell Angela Lansbury what her work meant to me, telling Sondheim about watching like the filmed version of Sweeney Todd that was on cable when I was a kid, and how that really kind of started me loving musical theater. And I mean, it was just, it felt like a very special privilege to get to do that.
Halle Berry. That has a kick.
I want to ask about the hourly dong.
The hourly dong.
What was that conversation?
Well, so
wait, let's break it down who it is.
Yeah, okay. So there's a thing on Miles Brown's Island where every hour you hear like dong, and it's the hourly dong. It goes off every hour. And so that's a reference to one of my favorite mystery movies, Evil Under the Sun. There's a big thing in it with the noonday gun, and they shoot a cannon off at noon every day. But in the script, it's written as, I think, like the hourly gong, I think.
Uh-huh.
And one time when Edward was saying it, he said it wrong and said the hourly dong. And I said, that's it, it's the hourly dong now. And he goes, no, I don't want to have to say that. He goes, nope, it's the hourly dong. You're scared, that's it. So now it's the hourly dong.
Yeah, and so Joseph Gordon-Levitt just goes dong.
He goes dong, yeah. Yeah, we were working with him on the set of Poker Face. He's in an episode of this TV show I'm doing with Natasha Lyonne called Poker Face. And Joe is the guest star of one of those episodes. And I just said, okay, you have to trust me. Just say the word dong really loudly.
Yeah.
And so we recorded him doing it and kind of built it into a little musical thing.
All right, when's the murder mystery start?
Where did you get the idea for the sequel, for Glass Onion?
Well, I mean, it kind of started with, coming off of the first one. Daniel and I, even when we were making it, we were having so much fun. We were like, it would be fun to keep doing these. And the idea was always kind of to take inspiration from what Agatha Christie did with her books, where it wasn't a continuation of the last one. It wasn't just kind of turning the crank on the same sort of thing. Christie really took huge different swings with every single book that she did, in terms of not just the mechanics of the murder mystery, but also the setting and also the characters and the themes. So that was kind of the starting point. It's just, let's write a whole new movie that has a whole reason for being all its own, besides just doing another one.
Were you just listening to the Beatles and you were like...
I would, so I'm always listening to the Beatles, but I was, I kind of came up with the metaphor of like, okay, maybe he has some structure on his island that's made of glass, so it's a glass palace or glass castle or something, so it's complex, but you can see through it, and that's a metaphor that Blanc can beat to death, so that'll be nice. And then I got out my phone and I just searched my music app for the word glass, and Glass Onion like popped up along with the Blondie song, Heart of Glass, so I went with Glass Onion.
What's the hardest thing to crack when you're trying to unravel a mystery like this?
Toughest thing is the same thing that's tough about writing any other story, which is figuring out what's your story. And by that I don't mean the murder or the mystery or anything. I mean, what is the thing that the audience is going to care about, that's going to actually keep their butts from getting numb, that's going to keep them engaged and leaning forward. You want them leaning forward as opposed to leaning back and like stroking their chin, you know? So, and that's the same question no matter what type of movie you're writing, and that's always the toughest thing. Who do you care about and why? And can you keep an audience kind of attached to that journey through the whole thing?
Ryan, what's the biggest mystery of life?
Biggest mystery of life, Ash? Many an afternoon I've sat with a glass of port and considered the big. I don't know what the biggest mystery of life is. What is the biggest mystery of life? I don't know. For me right now, it's where do we set the third movie?
That will lead into my next question. Where are you at with that? Like, what do you foresee as the future of the Knives Out?
Let me tell you something, Ash.
Tell me.
It's one of the biggest mysteries of life. Nailed it.
Okay, so you have, between the first two, you have every actor that's ever worked is in both of these films. So who's left? Like, who's on your wish list?
There's nobody left. We're screwed. It's literally scraping the bottom of the barrel. I'm gonna have to cast Noah again as everybody.
He's not the same guy, right?
Yeah, it's the same dude. Yeah.
So he's the same like character.
Oh well, we've talked about that. Whether so, Noah Segan, who plays Trooper Wagner in the first movie, and plays Daryl in the second one, who's kind of the joke of is it Daryl Wagner, and he's kind of gone to seed a little bit. He went through a divorce, and now he's kind of going through some stuff.
Because I was like, is he the common thread?
Yeah.
It's just him being.
I don't think so. I think they're different characters.
Hey, try to solve the murder mystery if you can. I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's pretty next level.